Welcome to Blue Helm's Space News Brief, brought to you by Southern California's Future Shredding. Purge or reoccurring shredding, commercial or residential. Future Shredding will make sure you're taken care of with their contactless on-site shredding. So visit their website at www.futureshredding.com or give them a call at 562-426-0557. Now back to the news. On this day in 1930, our beloved friend Neil Armstrong was born. Did you know not only was he an astronaut, he was an aeronautical engineer, obviously the first person to walk on the moon. He was a naval aviator, a test pilot, and a university professor. R.I.P. Mr. Armstrong. See you in the future. Many of the satellites, ground infrastructure, and information systems that the U.S. Space Force will buy in the future will be developed by the private sector, officials said August 5th. Quote, "There's a lot of commercial activity within the low Earth orbits, a lot of SATCOM, positioning, navigation, and timing," unquote, Colonel Russell Tehan said. Theater effect is, quote, "where we see opportunities for small sat innovation," unquote. The Space and Missile Systems Center plans to fund technology demonstrations to figure out if we have the communications, the navigation, the autonomy, and the servicing capabilities that it's likely going to require as we head out into deeper space, unquote, said Tehan. Quote, "All of that is a huge opportunity for innovation with small sats, commercial and allies," unquote. Roth's organization is working with the Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency's Blackjack program that we talked about yesterday that is developing a low Earth orbit technology demonstration using small satellites. The government of the state of California announced today it has inked an agreement to develop commercial space launch infrastructure at Vandenberg Air Force Base. The base is looking to increase its commercial activity as more private companies develop launch vehicles. Emerging space companies like Firefly and Relativity Space plan to launch rockets from Vandenberg. Space investment is a piece of a larger strategy for economic development in the Central Coast region, said Chris Dombrowski, acting director of the Governor's Office of Business and Economic Development. Commercial satellite operator SES has selected SpaceX and United Launch Alliance to each launch 2 geostationary satellites designed to replace C-band capacity in the United States that the Federal Communications Commission is repurposing for 5G cellular networks. SES emphasized its decision to produce exclusively U.S.-built satellites and rockets, as the cost for both will be covered by the winning bidders of the FCC's December C-band spectrum auction. In both launch announcements, SES said it is, quote, "investing in America as it works to repack customers using 500 megahertz of C-band spectrum today into 200 megahertz by early December 2023. Law, policy, and events. The global space economy in 2019 grew more than $9 billion over the previous year, reaching $423.8 billion, according to new findings published by Space Foundation's 2020 second quarter issue of the Space Report. A few highlights from that report. Commercial revenue climbed to $336.89 billion in 2019, up 6.3% from $328.86 billion in 2020. Also, despite the global pandemic, launches for the first half of 2020 from January 1st to June 30th were on par with previous years. The link to this report is in the show notes. Alright, y'all, so I'm going to link to the What's Happening in Space Policy this week, again in the show notes. I'm also going to have the space calendar of events for August in the show notes again. I will also link to the Lebanese Red Cross again, in case you guys don't know how to find it or, you didn't get to it yesterday. Either way, it's all good. Whatever you want to do. So this is the last episode for this week. I'm going to go take some much-needed R&R. We're going to go camping and be able to stare off into the bright lights in the sky up by the sequoias. So I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your week. I will be back here bright-eyed and bushy-tailed on Monday. So, y'all, drink your water. I'll talk to you on Monday.